so late at the ICA. But anyway, I will show some video clips before of films to which I will relate. Those films are mainly Cocorico, Monsieur Poulet, one of my favorite films, and Dionysos, and a bit of Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. And it is planned that we show after the interview, if there is time left, a big part of Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. Okay, so maybe we let the video run.
Oh, il faut laisser.
C'est un apprenti.
C'est mon apprenti.
Boxy Bong. Oui, bon, alors, tu fais le marchand de poulet.
Je fais le marchand de poulet.
C'est intéressant.
Oh oui, pour moi c'est intéressant. Tu sais, je fais la brousse et puis c'est bien pour moi.
Bon, alors je vais aller une fois et je vais voir si ça marche.
Oui.
Ben, on va démarrer une nouvelle société. Ah oui, il faut qu'on regarde si ça marche d'abord.
Là, tu es lourd, hein?
Oui, après. Bon, alors, je mets le pied comme ça.
Non,
Hein?
tu mets le pied là-dedans.
Là.
Et puis ça.
Celui-là aussi.
C'est là quand tu veux freiner. Quand je vais freiner, je fais.
Oh là là.
Ça freine.
Alors,
comme ça.
j'attrape ici.
Oui,
je fais comme ça.
Oui, voilà.
Hey, ça c'est drôle de voiture. Ça c'est pas fabriqué en France.
Bon, tu rentres derrière. Allez.
Voilà.
Je déplie ma place.
Oh, tu montes derrière. Bonsoir. Non, c'est pas moi, c'est lui.
Bon, où tu vas?
C'est moi, le chauffeur. Je m'en vais acheter des poulets dans les environs ici, là, c'est pas loin.
Vous demandez le papier pour passer, parce que vous ne pouvez pas passer comme ça, sans demander moi.
Il n'y a pas de papier, je vais ramasser ça par morceaux et puis le mettre en masse. Comment voulez-vous que je ne peux avoir des
Ah, mais
papiers?
je ne connais rien.
Ouais. On va aller garer derrière, aller chercher les papiers.
Avant de venir,
Voilà, continuez, ça y est, et puis c'est
si
fini.
on n'a pas de papier,
Et voilà, c'est fini.
On va trouver papier.
Tout de suite.
Je suis sûr, on va trouver.
Bon,
Voilà, c'est ça qu'on
alors,
vient.
voilà, merci monsieur l'agent. Merci bien.
Il y a l'assurance, il y a tout.
On va garer, hein.
Bon, ça va.
La loi, c'est la loi, hein. La loi demande papier toujours.
Mais le terrain, il n'a pas fait la loi. Ça, c'est pas besoin
Pour avoir le papier,
Ouais.
il faut de l'argent.
Ouais.
Mais l'argent là, c'est la loi qui demande ça. Dans la caisse, hein. C'est pourquoi. Qu'est-ce que c'est ces trucs-là? Je comprends pas.
Mais c'est comme ça, je fais toujours.
Ça marche pas, ça s'arrête comme ça?
Chaque fois quand ça fait ça, c'est le signal. Et là maintenant, je sais c'est quoi. J'arrête.
Mais
un quart
ici,
d'heure, des fois 1 heure, parce qu'il y a trop de chaleur.
mais ici, il n'y a pas d'eau, il n'y a rien.
On couche ici.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'on...
On couche ici, c'est pas... Il y a
moi,
de l'eau tout près.
Moi, je
c'est
suis
pas loin.
content. Je vais aller chercher de l'eau, je suis apprenti.
Oui,
Je suis là pour ça, non?
voilà.
Mais ton camarade là, je n'ai pas content.
Mais oui, tu n'es pas content, moi aussi, je ne suis pas content.
Voilà.
Dans la brousse, là, il n'y a rien. Papa,
Il va
papa, papa.
coucher comme ça, sans manger les poulets. Tu vas voir pourquoi tu es venu.
Attends,
Je vais aller chercher de l'eau.
On va avancer devant un peu, tu sais. On attend un quart d'heure et puis on va partir.
Oh mon Dieu,
Faut le
qu'est-ce
bouillir,
qu'il va
patron.
dans cette belle ferraille là.
Bon, voilà, Voilà, ton camarade est là. Au lieu de nous aider, non. Il est là s'asseoir.
Mais je ne suis pas mécanicien.
Débarquer du poulet.
Mais je ne suis pas mécanicien.
Bon, on va débrouiller et démarrer. Dans le bureau, je vais aller chercher de l'eau.
C'est plein de... L'âme. L'âme. Mais ça risque de prendre feu. Il n'y a que des chiffons dedans. Hey, Talou, c'est votre voiture, ça?
Ouais.
Il quoi bien?
Bon,
Mais,
on va essayer,
mais l'âme,
Oui.
mais est-ce que c'est pas la peine d'enlever le poulet maintenant?
Non. C'est pas ton affaire, ça. C'est pas ton travail aussi. C'est pas aller pour chercher les poissons. Ça, c'est mon travail, ça. À cause de ça, tu es venu avec nous.
Non, mais c'est pas la peine de te fâcher. Prochaine fois, je viens plus.
Ah, voilà. Maintenant,
Prochaine fois, je viens plus.
je suis content.
Si on a fait un voyage, tu n'es pas content, on retourne, je ne viens plus.
C'est parce que tu vois qu'il reste devant. Si tu veux, tu vas rester devant, lui, il reste derrière.
Moi, je reste derrière. C'est la même chose.
C'est ça.
Hein?
C'est ça.
C'est tout.
C'est tout, c'est ça.
Bon, d'accord. Il va rester derrière, tu restes devant.
Bon, d'accord. Hein? D'accord.
Mais pas maintenant, au retour. Maintenant, je suis toujours devant, parce que c'est mon pied qui fait le frein. Alors, ça va? Ah, il faut il faut c'est toujours Talou qui fait la cuisine?
Toujours celui qui fait la cuisine.
Talou,
Des fois,
c'est bon la cuisine?
oui, c'est bon.
Oui.
Des fois, on fait pour la journée et pour le soir, on fait à la fois.
Mais ce
Parfois,
soir.
on bouffe bien,
Mais tu crois qu'on va gagner quelque chose?
on va gagner.
C'est bien.
Hein?
Si on gagne le poulet pour manger, c'est bon.
On fait un bouffement, je mange. On fait rien du tout, je mange rien du tout.
La bourse. C'est très bon. Tu vas, si on cherche du lait, on ne fatigue pas pour trouver du lait, on gagne ça. Du lait, on gagne. Là, moi, c'est pour ça que je
Non, la
j'aime
brousse.
la brousse.
La brousse est mieux.
Dans les grandes villes, toujours il y a des bruits. Toujours il y a des bruits. Il y a des voleurs, il y a tout. Il y a des merlements, il y a la crue partout. Et ici, tu vas, c'est bien.
Ah, c'est bon.
On dort bien, il y a des bons l'air.
Oui, c'est vrai.
C'est tranquille.
Ça une autopsie. Je n'appellerais pas ça une autopsie, mais plutôt le sacrifice du taureau. Nous n'avons à vous proposer que de partager la joie de créer aujourd'hui une nouvelle voiture. Et comme toujours, pour créer du nouveau, il faut commencer par sacrifier l'ancien. Voici le taureau à l'étal du boucher. Eya, Yata, Yampa, Okaga. L'ouest, le nord, l'est, le sud.
Ciel renversé, semence du Dieu dans la matrice.
Le ciel est tombé en pluie sur la terre. Fin de l'acte de création de l'atelier plaisir. Et maintenant, au travail.
Film I welcome Jean Rouch. Thank you that you did come. I know it did run late at the ICA. So I continue with showing those other clips first before we start talking. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Mets le contact, voir s'il y a le courant. Mets le contact.
C'est que la batterie a pris un peu.
Tu as mis?
Oui. Il y a le courant.
Ça va, il y en a.
C'est facile pour mettre le moteur en marche.
Oui. Ça, c'est quoi? Donne-moi ta bougie.
Allez, démonte bougie, Talou.
Non, non, ne pas. Hein? Ça, c'est quoi ça?
Ça, c'est
Ça, c'est quoi? Tu demandes, tu n'as pas vu au moment qu'on a
clé,
monté ça.
C'est le
toi qui es là pour rien.
Pour lui.
Tous les choses, il faut que tu demandes, tu connais aussi.
Comment il est con.
Vous n'avez pas vu mes hippopotames là?
Hippopotame.
J'ai arpodé 2 hippopotames là.
C'est pas la fille de l'autre jour, l'âme?
Je me sens que c'est lui.
Quoi?
Mes hippopotames, aidez-moi à chercher.
Hippopotame!
Il est fou, hein?
Bon.
Hippopotame.
Ouais.
Hippopotame.
Il est venu juste dans l'eau, il est tombé dedans. Ah, il est lourd, viens mettre.
Hé, toi là, c'est la 2e fois que je vous rencontre, vous ne voulez pas me rendre service.
Alors, on veut bien te rendre le service, mais on ne sait pas qu'est-ce que tu fais. Chaque fois que tu es derrière de nous, tu
Bon, alors tu vois maintenant ton camarade est fou. Tu veux le guérir?
Je vais bien. La première fois, il est fou. Je ne sais pas comment j'ai fait. Maintenant aussi, il est fou encore.
Bon, vous allez m'aider à trouver mes hippopotames, mais je vais vous donner quelque chose pour le guérir.
Oui, je vais bien.
Bon, d'accord, voilà. Si tu fais cette musique, tu m'appelles et tu verras, il sera guéri.
Comment je vais faire?
Débrouille-toi.
Comment on joue? Comment on fait ça?
Débrouille-toi.
Hippopotame. la Pampata. Le grand Pampata.
Ça, bon, là, là. C'est pas, il m'a donné ça.
C'est ce que je vous ai dit, hein.
Quoi?
N'oubliez pas ce que je vous ai dit, hein.
Bon.
Encore Pampata. Il est fou un peu. Pampata. Il est grand Pampata. Pampata, mais. Pampata.
Là. Bon, viens ici.
Pampata.
Bon, tout le monde est fort. Allez à côté de lui.
Pampata.
Voilà.
Il va dans le dos.
Ça y est.
Ah ben, voilà, bravo.
Vas-y.
Encore deuxièmement. Bravo, mon cher. Il me dit, il faut le gagner, non. Ça se dit. Eh bien là, vous avez gagné ça, le fouillon. Salam alaikum. Fofo. Ah, di samai. Uche ganjo gona wala?
Agono.
To, irga ba gunayen no. Oguro.
Grand bagno piene. Le no cabon. Que tu en es? Gafal. Ha, le ni cap. Nganyi pierne. Kitira possible.
O sarà bien.
Sarà bien. Che fa sarà bien. Che fa no sarà bien. Tin subi. Che fa lafiya. Oga le bien. Kole ne toile. Che fa le bal. Oga lo bien. Kole ne toile. Che go ko bonne. Che fa lafiya.
Então, kokote kuye jadi.
Oga lo bien. Kole ne toile.
Onna ko bon.
wannan kwakwantin lalata kafafun lafiya nan na lalata
Ces lunettes, tu vas voir un peu. Bon, maintenant va me chercher de l'eau.
Tu les connais plus?
Tu ne m'aimes pas. Regarde dans l'eau, qu'est-ce que tu vois?
Je vois une voiture qui ressemble à la nôtre.
Garçons à moi, jeunes gens vaillants à moi, jeunes gens courageux à moi, jeunes gens agaçants.
So, as I said before, the selection of the clips was according to certain aspects, I think, which are very important for the work of Jean Rouch, if I may say that, like obsession, ceremony, ritual, and that goes with certain elements used in that, which is very often, I think, chicken and water, and quite often in the early years, deux chevaux, citron deux chevaux. Right, sorry.
Well, in all this film is of course, it's a feature film. It's, we decided with, to make these films, which is a story of people who are in the middle of the bush with an old deux chevaux, and they have to cross the river in this way. And they met a kind of bush spirit all the time. It is this girl, And this girl was, she said she was hunting hippopotamus, hunting some elephants, and so on, and asked them to help her. And then Damouret was in trance, and what's interesting in this manner of playing with imagination is suddenly something happened. You see, for example, when the so-called spirit of the bush kill a chicken, it's a ritual sacrifice. But the chicken is going there, and with his own pat, it sends his own head between the knees of the woman. And when the people showed the film there, they decided that this woman was really full of spirit, full of strength, because that was so extraordinary. And in the history itself, it's a very strange affair. We discovered this girl in Niamey. She was air hostess at the airport. She was not from Niger. She was from a part of Upper Volta. And she was air hostess at Air Africa, the airport. And she could not work only on Saturday and Sunday. That was a little difficult to tell the story. She had a strange reputation. She belongs to a tribe of hunters in which the women were very good hunters. And it was not very far from the Niger River, and she was known because she killed an elephant herself. Then she had a special status. When the film was done, she left, and the film had a certain success in Paris, and there was some author rights, and there was some money that we tried to send her the money. She disappeared. Damouret asked on the radio, saying that there was it was a very important sum of money, because she played very well. And during 1 year and two, we tried to find her. We discovered that she went elsewhere in Ivory Coast, but no news. And now, for us, this hunters was certainly a bush spirit. You know what I mean? And for all the people in Niamey, we are very famous because we have put in a film a real spirit of the bush with all this operation. That the way in which in the middle of a documentary or scientific research, suddenly there is something different. That's what we call imagination.
But you use that later, like in the ritual, at least in Dionysus, and with the chicken several times in Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité.
Yes.
So did it become through the Cocorico scene a kind of item which you repeat, or does it play such a big role in Africa that this like the one thing?
Well, it's difficult to say. Difficult to say. You see, these people are working in Niger Republic, and the independence time, the government of Niger asked me to be the responsible of the IFON that's it.
Oh, by the way, you like some water?
Yes. Okay.
Can
And then
anybody
they
be so
asked me
kind
to
and
be,
get some still and sparkling water? I'm sorry.
No, I'll go on this story. They asked me to be a director of IFON, which was the Institute of Scientific Research. That's it? Okay, yes, it's better. And then I was embarrassed in some ways, and I discovered at this time that in Niamey there were three agrégés in French university of mathematics, physics and chemistry. Then I said to the government, you have a scientific prominent field works, maybe you can open in the secondary school what we call the taupe, which is a mathematics special, which is a way you are trained to be an engineer later on. And the answer of the government was, we don't need research. We want results, but not research.
Yeah. We know that.
Yeah, yes. And it's the reason for what nothing happened. But anyway, they were among the professor of mathematics was one of the best of all the French universities. And that's so extraordinary that we were all very sad. He finished as a professor of mathematics in some lycée in France, and I met him very often in the Museum of Paris. And we are speaking of this old time where all these occasions were missed. And he asked me, do you think we are responsible? It's not a question of responsibility, it's a question of stupidity of the system of government.
We are confronted with that all the time. Do you want still sparkling?
I'll try this. I'll try this one. And you will sing?
No, I took it. Sorry. No, I just wonder because, I mean, like, of course, in liberty, fraternity, equality, there is the, or which way around? Yes. Liberty, equality, fraternity. That's not Africa. It's Haiti. Is that true?
Yes, it's Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité was made with Brice Arnoux there. It was a kind of...
sits there, who plays
be
in
careful, it's
Liberty.
very dangerous. He's one of the best pickpockets in Paris. For the moment, he is picking my pocket. Oh. Okay, and the idea was, it was the centenaire of the French Revolution, bicentenaire. And the people of the bicentenaire asked me, are you ready to make a film on the bicentenaire? Then we had the idea to make film, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. Well, for Liberté, the first paragraph, we decided to go in a small village in France to planter des arbres de la liberté,
to plant trees for the freedom.
Okay. And then Brice and another African girl were playing the role of kind of black angels, and in a small village in the country in France, they came there and they said, Monsieur le Maire, don't you think it will be, we have not to take a tree from this country, but to put in the earth a cedar from Lebanon. Then they started to play music and to think about this. And the mayor said, well, come in 1 week and you will see what happens. And during 1 week, this small cedar, which was 2 meters high, was 10 meters high. That's how
did that happen?
Very easy to do.
In film we can do everything.
And that was this idea, which was all along this story, we were changing the story. Then, égalité. Quel était le truc qu'on a fait pour égalité? Quoi? Bon, ok. Égalité, palais de Versailles, première assemblée nationale dans laquelle il y a sur la place de Versailles le roi, la reine, un évêque et d'autres curés qui sont en train de discuter d'un nouveau statut de la France.
They were meeting there and deciding on the new statutes of France in Versailles at that time.
And then Brice, and with another African girl, then made an interruption, and at the end they asked to the priest who were there to think of the role of the African women in the French-speaking territories. And then that was strange, and that was done. We were very lucky because there was in a TV chain, Canal 2, which was making a film. And we have the people who were there acting, they were dressed by this thing. Then we'll do that for the second point. Okay, then we came to Fraternité. That was more difficult. Then, for Fraternité, that was the idea of people like Brice, who thought that in Paris it was a shame to have this worship of Napoleon Bonaparte. It was a shame to see that he was an invalid and so on. And they decided to make a voodoo ritual in Paris. Then Brice asked a small group of musicians from Haiti to come to Paris. And then we discovered it was important to go in the border of the Swiss, in the mountain where Toussaint Louverture was the leader of the independence in the time of Napoleon, was put in jail and died. And we went to this place, and strangely, we were shooting there. We visit the place where died Toussaint. And then one of the girls of this group was really possessed by Toussaint Louverture. Suddenly, she was Toussaint. And when we came back to Paris, we have the fantastic dream is to meet in the same tomb two brothers. That was Fraternité. Napoleon and Toussaint Louverture. Then we we decided to have a ritual meeting in front of the Invalides. And in the Invalides, there was a procession, and the goddess put Napoleon and his brother Toussaint in the same sphere, in the same, to be in the same tone. And for me, for us, it was a kind of, not only of joke of liberté, égalité, fraternité, but to show the French people and to all the governments that the job is not finished. That was his idea, and that's the subject of the film.
Yeah. No, I mean that film has a beautiful irony and playfulness. At the same time, of course, the message is very clear. I have, according to that, I have a question, which is like, how do you value? I mean, I would see three possible categories in your work, if I say that. You can oppose that, which is pure ethnological film, like the more short ones, earlier ones, and then what I would call ethno-fiction, and the other one fiction.
At the beginning it was fiction, but a lot of trouble with the French police when we did that in front of the Invalides. And they went on, and they made a ritual, a real ritual, which is called Casser Canari, to break the potteries, and then they put the sound of Napoleon and Toussaint Louverture in the same place. And that's very strange, because suddenly we are making this film, and suddenly something happened. And what happened was very extraordinary. It was suddenly about the imagination was there. And Brice, maybe you can say some words about that, Brice. Come here. What is your reaction nowadays?
Take your share. Non.
Viens, prends la chaise. Non, s'il te plaît.
Bonjour.
Non, je veux pas de film là. Non, put it in the bag. This is the trouble with people we are discussing very seriously, and that it's not a joke. And then people were coming there to film. Okay.
First thing, I'm not a pickpocket, and I am not the best pickpocket of Paris. C'est l'humour de Jean Rouge. About this film, I just want to say something. I prefer to explain myself in French. Jean Rouge can traduce.
Yes.
Tu me traduis?
Vas-y.
Je préfère.
Could you? Because I mean, my French is not that fluent, so that I can. There's three people who speak quite good French.
Ok. Le premier point, c'est de dire que ce film a été fait dans les conditions d'improvisation totale.
First, this film was done as a total improvising way.
Ouais, les conditions d'improvisation totale, et que la veille, on ne savait pas ce qu'on allait faire le lendemain. Donc on arrivait sur le lieu, ou sur les lieux, on avait un calendrier, parce que c'était l'année du bicentenaire en France, donc on avait un calendrier des manifestations.
They came on the place and they had a calendar of what was going to happen for the bicentenary of the revolution in France.
Voilà, donc on arrivait sur les lieux et le parti, c'était de faire de la provocation. Le parti pris, c'était de faire de la provocation.
The idea was to provoke something.
Oui, on faisait la provocation quand on allait sur ces lieux de manifestation officielle.
Okay, they went on like the official place where they were having the manifestation in order to provoke something.
Donc Jean Rouch avait sa caméra et l'exemple qu'il a donné, le premier épisode du film sur la plantation des arbres de la liberté, où on s'adresse au maire. Donc on était arrivé à l'improviste en fait, et on est venu faire de la provocation au moment où les gens plantaient cet arbre de la liberté.
Okay.
So Jean Rouch had his camera with him, and they decided to go and to provoke something in that place where they were planting the trees at the time when they were planting the trees for the Liberté celebration.
Voilà. Donc les gens étaient assez surpris. Donc à Versailles, c'était la reconstitution des États généraux, c'est le deuxième épisode, l'épisode donc de l'égalité, reconstitution des États généraux. C'était une grande reconstitution qui avait été faite pour cette cérémonie et filmée par la télévision. Et nous, on est arrivés par des petits sentiers et on est allé apostropher celui qui jouait l'abbé Grégoire. L'abbé Grégoire, parce que quand il y a eu les grandes réunions du tiers-État en France, l'abbé Grégoire était celui qui avait pour rôle de prendre la parole au nom des opprimés et de transmettre au roi, donc qui était, disons, en procès, ou en procès, lui transmettre en fait les doléances du peuple. Et la reconstitution des États généraux à Versailles était cet épisode de l'histoire de France qui était donc reconstitué.
Donc vous avez pris ce rôle-là.
Donc nous on était arrivés pour poser des questions à l'abbé Grégoire. En fait, c'était ça. On arrivait pour faire cette provocation. Ce qui se passait n'avait rien à voir avec. On arrivait avec cette caméra qui venait provoquer quelque chose. Donc de fil en aiguille, on a eu tous les épisodes. Donc voilà.
Vous êtes arrivés comme des inconnus en fait.
Oui, des inconnus. On intervenait de façon intempestive, si je puis dire.
So in the Égalité celebration, it was being filmed officially, and they came through the backstage really with their own camera, and basically to provoke. And what happened is that I don't know how to say in Indonesian. Like that they start with that camera, with that filming, they start basically provoking and asking questions to comment vous dites le mot que vous avez utilisé
pour traduire
non
la reconstitution.
Non, celui qui
l'abbé Grégoire, l'abbé Grégoire.
Je sais pas comment the one who basically speaks in the voice of the oppressed to the king. So
bon, je vais pas raconter tout le film, mais donc le principe c'était de faire de la provocation et on arrive aux épisodes. Bon, c'est dommage, on a vu qu'à peine 1 minute de film qui est en fait un rituel effectivement vaudou, mais qui est le rituel que l'on fait au début pour la première divinité du système vaudou. Quand vous faites un rituel vaudou, il y a une divinité qui s'appelle Leba, qui est le maître des carrefours et des chemins. Et c'était donc ce rituel qu'on a vu.
Okay, the ritual you've seen of the sacrificing of the chicken, the first one was in the voodoo tradition. Is the first thing you start with is that ritual.
Donc il y a d'autres rituels dans ce film, bien sûr, et tous ces rituels mis ensemble tendaient à montrer que Napoléon Bonaparte et toute son ouverture, comme Jean Rouch l'a dit, pouvaient être réunis, étant donné qu'il s'agit du bourreau et de la victime.
There are many more rituals in the film, and it was basically to show how Bonaparte could be reunited with his brother. They used that same ritual.
No, not his brother, with Toussaint Louverture, which was...
Yeah, with his... They used him as his brother for the fraternité.
Encore une petite chose et j'en aurai fini. Encore une petite chose et puis j'en aurai fini. Alors, je voulais dire par là que la façon dont on a fait le film est assez intéressante dans la mesure où, comme je l'ai dit au début, il n'y avait pas de réflexion, de texte écrit, il n'y avait pas de scénario, et qu'on arrivait en se demandant qu'est-ce qu'on fait, et au fur et à mesure, le film s'est construit et s'est fait comme ça. Et ouais, je vous laisse dire.
So at the beginning there was no scenario, no written text, no plan for the film itself. So they arrived there, and it was more of an improvisation.
Donc cela m'a permis de comprendre et de vivre la façon dont Jean Rouch fait ses films.
Ça va plus loin parce que 2 mois après, le gouvernement français a décidé de transporter les cendres, c'est-à-dire les restes de l'abbé Grégoire au Panthéon. une loi a été faite pour que l'abbé Grégoire rejoigne le cimetière officiel de la République française qui est au Panthéon. Donc, on a appelé l'acteur qui jouait l'abbé Grégoire, et Brice, accompagné d'une étrange personne de Haïti, était là. Et on est allé, on a prévenu l'acteur, et on a assisté à une répétition qui était très dramatique des tambours de la garde républicaine qui remontaient vers le Panthéon en jouant. Et l'abbé Grégoire, qui s'était rhabillé en abbé, était là. Et ils disent, Monsieur Grégoire, est-ce qu'on peut vous parler? Is it possible to speak to you? Yes, yes, yes. But I have no time. Come tomorrow in 2 days. Then, suddenly, we had the possibility to go inside the Panthéon and to go in all these places where the men of the French resistance against Germany, they were there. And here in the same place, there was an actor playing l'Abbé Grégoire, and this voyou, these scoundrels people, decided to give a magic charm to, in fact, it will be eternal. He can go as a prêtre and he could not die. And they give that to the Abbé Grégoire, and l'Abbé Grégoire went out from the Panthéon. It was very impressive. There was a lot of candles everywhere, and he said, well, see you next revolution, or something like that. And he went out from the Panthéon. There was a crowd who saw this man. They were very impressed, and he go down slowly to the Boulevard Saint-Michel, and that was the end of the film, which means the film sometimes is more real than reality. And this film is the example. And now we have to go further with the same way of... I think that to try to make a definition of this attitude is a kind of a provocation, but of a very, very complicated provocation, and which is in the right way of what did the surrealists some 40 years ago. That was the idea that the poetry is in the middle of the streets. Everything is possible nowadays. And the result nowadays is that Brice is, I hope in, let us say, 3 months, will have his doctorate in anthropology about the subject. What would be your subject of PhD?
You know the subject.
Yes, okay. It's always the same. The project is 20 years ago, there was a very famous English filmmaker who decided to make a film on Haiti. It was when Duvalier was there, and Duvalier said no. And then this producer, what were the actors who were in the film? Elizabeth Taylor, and some people like that. Well, there was some money behind. It was not an architect story. It was really a strong architecture. And then they decided to make the film in Benin, in his own country, in Africa. And then he went there and they made a film about this history was supposed to happen in Haiti. But the result was that Duvalier decided to break the relationship between Haiti and Benin. And the subject of the PhD, and in history, the first film was made because there was a breaking of, yes, of diplomatic way. Then that will be the subject of the film. And then it means that I'm making films. We are very often in this idea that the film is creating something new. Yes, yes, and we can really make a cinema with just improvising stories who became real stories. And all the films I did were making this way.
So why was it seen that Noir en Noir was seen as the trigger film for the Nouvelle Vague?
Yeah.
Why was it, or especially why did people say that?
Yeah.
Because of that provocation of...
it's difficult to give an explanation. I think that I was very lucky to be born in the beginning of the century. And the first action I did, in fact, my real title, I'm an engineer of Ponts et Chaussées. I was at school to a very famous school in Paris.
Yes, the bridge.
Yes, yes, I'm a real engineer.
Listen.
And here, for you, we had one of the best engineers. It's what we call resistance of matériaux. I don't know the word in English. Resistance des matériaux. Yes. And this man, his name was Kako, he was very famous in the States. And it was, at this time, his chef-d'œuvre was the Golden Gate. And he was consulted by the engineers of the Golden Gate, which was very complicated bridge to build, because there was the wind, the climate, the currents, and so on. And he thought that it's a real chef-d'œuvre. But it was time of the first very big Olympic Games. And then at this time he thought that maybe the matière could be trained. He told us a very wonderful story. I don't know if the engineers can tell a story like that nowadays. He was, the people asked him to go to make a test on a pont suspendu, a bridge, was made 20 years before, and the limit of the weight for the car were roughly 10 tons. And now on this bridge of 10 tons, there were lorries of 26 or 27, even 30 tons, were going there. And then he thought, and that was in this, it's a reason for what this man was very important on my foundation, that the steel could be trained, like the athlete in Olympic Games. Then he bought a fil de fer and weight in his room, and he started to train the fil de fer. The fil de fer was broken at 10 kilos, then it go back, then he put it 8, 1 minute repos, 10, 1 minute, and then he went to 20. And he published a study, it's Résistance aux efforts alternés, which is that was a revolution in all the this builder. And you see that was my formation as an architect. And
but that's also how you came to Africa.
Make me feel on with the same thing. But unfortunately nowadays it does not happen anymore. I don't know.
But that also brought you to Africa, the bridge engineering.
Yeah.
Because you did flee the German, the Nazis occupying France.
Yeah.
And you did choose that, as far as I know, to go to Africa and build bridges there.
Well, that's you're opening a way to what can we do nowadays to continue in this way. And I'll give you another example which has nothing to do with architecture. But one of my African friend was trained in the old French school in Africa, and then he learned the old Greek language, and he can speak Greek fluently. Yes, and he was preparing a PhD on the subject, what is the situation de l'esclavage nowadays, slave situation nowadays in Africa. Himself was from a slave origin. And his professor here in Paris decided, well, it's stupid to study this old Greek republic. It's better to study the slave problem in the United States. Well, then he stopped his PhD. But now we are some dreamers who think that maybe it could be could have his doctorate on the liberty in the old Greek Republic, speaking Greek himself. And that will be possible in Toulouse. And my dream would be to make a film on this subject of a very black, not so young, but he's a very black man who can speak ancient Greek and make a critics of the liberty in the model of Greek Republic.
Would that be Dionysus #2?
No, it's not Dionysus #2. It would be, I could say, hors concours. A part of that, okay.
No, because, I mean,
of course, it's a kind of dream. But and people who know me, they know that it's important to dream. And that was the influence I had myself from the very beginning with all the dreamers of my generation, which is very difficult to imagine what it was. I give you an example. When we were young, at École des Ponts et Chaussées, we were following everything. I was a member of the Cinémathèque Française in this time. And then I was in a class of mathematics special at Lycée Henri IV, and I was preparing the big schools. And I was there was the exam of Ponts et Chaussées, among the grandes écoles. And one day before, I received an invitation from André Breton for the inauguration of the Gradiva place that it was a gallery of painting, Rue de Seine, and it was exactly at the hour of my exam of Ponts et Chaussées. Then I keep the invitation, and then I went to the exam. And of course, I don't regret, because this kind of inauguration, there were a lot of people. What does it mean? A young lad there. Voilà.
That was on the Lycée Henri IV.
Yes.
Which is near the Pantheon.
Yes,
The
exactly.
old building.
That was a very, very good lycée.
At that days.
In that days, yes, we were crazy at this time.
Mm.
We were all. You see, it was the time of the war in Spain, la guerre d'Espagne. Then you see, at this time we have some calot, we have some kind of this kind of things, okay. And then we write something there on my canoe route, "Viva la muerte." No Pataran. And we are going with that to fight against the right people on the Boulevard Saint-Michel. And among them there was a man who was later on socialist and president of the Republic. Yes.
As you like.
Reste là. Tu as peut-être d'autres trucs à dire. Ok, parle, moi j'ai trop parlé. Allez, toi.
Non, comme je disais tout à l'heure, on n'a vu qu'une minute du film, alors que c'est un film qui fait 1h40 quand même, donc il y a beaucoup de choses à voir là-dedans. Je vais juste dire ça.
Le film.
Oui, il dure 1h40. Ouais. On n'a vu que quelques secondes.
We can't see that now because we only have half an hour left. So I will show that another time, the Liberté film, because it's the problem is that a lot of things are happening today at the school and overlapping. So we don't have that time to show the film today, but I will do that another time, if that's okay. I know you have.
Parce qu'en fait, le discours ne peut pas remplacer les images.
I would like to ask a certain question. Did you invent the word cinema verite, or was it given to the films of you?
It was the old school in Union Soviétique. That Dziga Vertov and all these people who make the first film, Kino Pravda. That was, of course, we knew all the film from the very beginning, because we saw this film. I saw this film when I was, let's say, 17 years old at the Cinémathèque. And you see, it was very important because at this time the Cinémathèque Française was in a small cinema, in a small room in a cinema in the Champs-Élysées, and every Friday at 8, Langlois was at this time a wonderful young man, was screening in a room big as this room. It was strange, they were, every week they were there. And we made them also when there was a first concert of Louis Armstrong at the Salle Pleyel, they were there. When Duke Ellington came to Paris, they were there. They were this strange, what we call now tout Paris, which is ridiculous. Tout Paris means nothing. There was some strange people in Paris. And we saw all those films at this time. And for example, Langlois showed to us the film of Charlie Chaplin, Shoulder Arms, when Charlie Chaplin is soldier of the war, 1418, and he's just in the war, he's taking the Crown Prince as a prisoner. And then he showed the film, and in the film there was one sequence of a Charlie Chaplin making himself a défilé at the end of the war. He was the only soldier who won the war. and then Langlois said, I hope that something happened later on, but Charles Chaplin cut the film because he did not want to insult Marshal Foch, Joffre, and Clemenceau, you see. And then he said, but maybe there will be some people who have a lot of courage who can show Charles Chaplin alone, invited by Foch, Joffre, and Clemenceau. And Langlois said, if you have some ideas, give it to me. And the idea was it was possible to shoot this film very easily and to have a false real print of the Charles Chaplin film, Shoulder Arms. That was that was very, very, very strange time.
Yeah, no, I know that, of course, Kino Pravda was first, but then for your films, the word of the term cinema verite, and later cinema direct was chosen. And I just wonder how much you refer to that, or it was given by others.
You're wonderful. Because that's a very interesting question, and I know that here very few persons know the origin of cinema direct. Maybe Nadine, but maybe you have forgotten. Cinema direct, what is the origin of the name? Oui. No, that was Rouspoli. Rouspoli was a group, a member of our group. He was a driver of race cars. And in this time, the race cars, like the Bugatti and things like that, there was what they call the prise direct, one of the speed, was without the boîte de vitesse. It was direct from the engine to the wheels. And he said the films we are making as directly, without any intermediary, from the cameraman to the people in front of him. That was the origin of cinema direct.
But you also, I mean, in that way, like you used Damouret and Lam as people, the people you have seen, two of the people you have seen in Cocorico, as at least as sound engineers. And did they also do camera, or did they? I mean,
well, they were trained to do that, but it's not so difficult. Then they were, yes, the reason for what I consider I made my film with all this group. And there was some trouble. I can give the camera or the Nagra to another people. But we train in Africa. I trained some very good direct film.
I'm asking that because I mean to make direct films.
Yes.
I mean it's very difficult not to irritate the people of the ceremony or so. And so for that you need possibly people who know the language and the attitudes and are part of it. As far as I understand is that you were with the people before so that they got used to the camera and sound and then did do the filming. Is that right? Or is it?
Well, you see that as I said very often, I met all these people, what we call the new wave at the Cinémathèque Française. At this time, the Cinémathèque Française, it was during let us say in the 45 something, after the war, there was a very bad production room close to École Normale Supérieure in Paris. And the production was not very good, and the seats were not very good. And in fact, the best place in this theater was the first rank, because we were sure not to have some person who was just masking the screen. And if the film was very bad, because among the films of Cinémathèque Française there were very boring films, you can put you on the ground and sleep. Then we were there, and the fellow who were there were younger than me, and we met in some bar close to the Panthéon, and they knew a lot of things about cinema. Myself, I was listening because they knew a lot of things there. And one day, Langlois asked me to present a film that I did in Africa, and it was not sound, and he said, you can improvise a narration. Then we saw the original. It was a Kodachrome original, this time we were projecting the original, and I was with a mic saying a commentary, narration. Suddenly there was the film broke, but I finished my sentence. Then I saw that my friend on the first rank, they were discussing, and they were there, and then they repaired the print, and we went on, and at the end they come to say hello to me, said, well, your film is good. And then I said, well, we know you are Jean Rouch, and you. It was Truffaut, Godard, all these people. They were there, they were 10, and there is a reason for what we are very close together. We were the compagnons du premier rang. And it was very good because the film was very bad, you can see. That was the idea. And they were very fantastic. They knew everything in cinema. They were eating, as said Langlois, they were eating 3 films a day. Yes.
I did that when I was in Paris. But are you still showing at Saturdays your films in the Cinémathèque Paris?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Because you stopped after it burned down.
Well, you see, what we have in the Cinémathèque, which is important, we have every Saturday morning, we have a program at the Cinémathèque Française from 10 to 1 in connection with the University of Nanterre. And is a place where the students can come and see all these films and have a discussion.
Where is it? It's not anymore the Palais Chaillot?
Well, okay, you're a devin. We have a lot of trouble because, unfortunately, the Cinémathèque decided to go away, not in the suburb, but very close to the horrible new library, Bercy. And then it will be the end. And it's stupid because the Palais de Chaillot was really the place where started Langlois. And we tried to have a compromission because this place will be the film part of the new Museum of Architecture, International Museum of Architecture. Well, we know the films about architecture. Maybe there are in the world from the beginning of cinema 50, no more. What does it mean? Then maybe we can do something, being there, and myself and Brice, we are not missing all the films. The program of the Cinémathèque Chaillot is absolutely wonderful. You can see there films, the first films made in the States and so on. That's a wonderful program. You have all this page question?
Yeah, no. I edited meanwhile, not to overdo it. Just one more question. Is that okay?
Me?
Yeah. Your obsession with obsession, how do you think that started?
What does that sense?
Your obsession
Yes.
with obsession, like, I mean, the rituals and the ceremonies, and like you film in all your films in Africa. How did that start? Was that something?
That's a
you
very
already
interesting
had,
question.
Before, or was that a found thing which you then took as the important piece too?
Yes. You see, maybe the reason is that I learn a lot of things working as an anthropologist on religious beliefs. And that's a difficult problem, which is have you to be a believer? Of course, I was educated as a Catholic, but you see, the day of my première communion, I was in Algiers. I have a new dress of marine, and I went to the seashore. I've made a new boat to see if it was going well, and I fall in the water. Then I went back, and my mother said, well, it was in Algiers. We have to clean, to put it in water, and it will be very good. She has forgotten that at this time, the tissues were rétrécissant. Then during all this ritual of communion, I was étouffé. Then I think
and too small.
Yes, there was no room for the Holy Spirit. You see, I was full up. Then I think that's the reason for what I was not very impressed by this religion. But I was impressed with the other system that I met in Africa, and in which the wonder is a general key. You have always this idea that in some ways that's poetry.
And then you just started with a Bell and Howell war camera to
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
150 francs he paid for that. I know it. I had the same when I was a kid. But wasn't so successful like you. Are there any questions here?
Quelle est la question?
Ethnographique en Algérie. Est-ce que tu as tourné en Algérie?
No. I made my first communion in Alger, but that's all. And this was raté, you see. No, but we were in connection with all these people when there was the first Congress in Algiers, following the Congress of Dakar about Africa, about creation, cinema, and so on. And you see, I think we have. It's very difficult to give you some answer on this subject because I think maybe I can give you some answers, let us say, in 25 years, because we'll see what will happen. I know more what's cooking in Morocco. And in Morocco, there are. I was directly connected with that because during the second part of the war, I was in the first French army. I was in military engineer, as a military engineer, and I was commanding a section of reconnaissance of the first army, in which the majority of the soldiers were from Morocco. And then with them we went to Berlin. And then there was a very strange situation. Was we were in Belfort, at the liberation of Belfort, and from Belfort we went to Mulhouse and so on. But some years ago I was invited in Belfort by Mr. Chevènement at a congress of Cinéma des Cinéastes, which is a school of amateur and real people. And then with some friends we visit the small church which was remade by Le Corbusier. It's a nice church, and yes, à Ronchamp. And then it was wonderful, and it's very strange because in fact that chapel is to La Vierge Marie, chapel to Mary Virgin. And Corbu was Swiss. There are very few Catholics in Swiss. I presume it was a Protestant in your religion. Then it was strange to have made this, that, and he wrote a wonderful poem called Je vous salue Marie. And this place, there was a monument to the French who were killed during the war. And then I said to Chevènement, there's something to do because I was there was no French in our army. They were all from Morocco. And it will be important maybe to ask to some Moroccan architect to make a kind of small regbak, which will be remember of with some sentence like à la mémoire des soldats, at the memory of the Moroccan soldiers who were killed here instead of the French soldier. He said, well, it would be good, and we try to do that. That's my way to introduce things inside religion. Yeah. And you see it in it's in the way that we discussed the other day with this Moroccan soldier. We went to Berlin. Well, in Berlin at this time, we were the first to go there in August at the end of the war, and we were in charge to see where you can divide Berlin between the American, the British, and the Russian, and the French. And then I was there during the very strange period, which Berlin was a town, very, very, very strange, in which you can buy with an old German officer his croix de fer for 2 packets of cigarettes.
That was 1945.
Yes. And it was very strange because Berlin was full of wonderful ladies, of course. All the Marlene Dietrich were in the streets. And you can have some advantage with a packet cigarette. Yes. Then what was strange was the modification of the Moroccan soldiers. they ask us first to have no more their turban, but to have a calot. Then they asked to change their name, because for security, when there was some visit, there was a person who asked the name of the soldier was demanded. And then they asked us to change their name. There was no more Mohammed Ben Ali. It was Lucien, it was André, and so on. It was a modification of this kind of thing. It was very important. And then that's among my project to go back. My films are shown in Berlin regularly. I made a small film just at this time in Berlin, and this film was not very difficult to do because Wim Wenders and all the filmmakers were ready to help us. Then I need some actress who plays the role of all these lovely girls at this time. We found some broken house there, and it was well. And then the film was yes. Then the film was selected to one of the festival of cinema there. And when I come with this film, in front of the Berliners, there was a kind of riot, because they said, well, why did you do this film? Because after Berlin was when, no, 2 years after, my Berlin was really the extract of films that I made at this time. And the director of the festival, who's an old friend, he said, can you explain why did you do this film? I said, I explain it from something I learned in Africa, which is called in French parenté à plaisanterie, joking relationship. If your ancestors and the ancestors of the other make a war in the old time, you can insult each other, but you have to pay assistance. And I explained that in Berlin to these people. I said, then I insult you, okay, but now I'm paying assistance. This print of this film, I gave it to the new Cinematheque of Berlin. And then there was a strange movement, and the people, some started to applaud, and some was okay, and said, well, all right. And then, as I said to you, they asked me to go back to the next, with this film and the same story, and see if we can do something there. And I hope you will be there. Berlin, couleur du temps, c'est ça. Berlin, août 45, couleur du temps.
Well, I think we exhausted you
yes.
enough, except there is one short last question by anyone. I would like then to thank you very much, and you as well. Fantastic for coming and talking. And
yes.
I hope you still have energies for the rest of the day.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you.